Your name is Anu, all right. So let's wait for another guys 2 or 3 more minutes for other participants to join. Yeah, we'll discuss that, Anu. That was not a URL. That was no, okay. That was not a page. That was okay. That was one of the landing page. All right. And that we didn't discuss last time. In fact, that was part of my first session, not part of my second session. Nico, are you there? Because I've not heard from you. Very few participants today. All right. I think that's all right, guys. Let's get started. Today we are going to discuss conversion optimization. That's the topic of our conversation. And today we'll be discussing what is conversion, what are the different types of conversion, how you can achieve conversion optimization through multiple ways. We'll also be discussing how conversion optimization is an iterative process and what's the step-by-step process you have to follow when you have to optimize any landing page. So any business in the world will have conversion problem. Either they will have conversion problem or they would want to take their conversion from current level to next level. How do you achieve that? So today I'll be sharing some pearls of wisdom with you. We'll also be discussing lots of platforms today. We'll be discussing A/B testing, heat map, pop-ups. We will be discussing VWO platform. We'll be discussing sunnylandingpages.com and push engage, which is pop-ups and push notification. We'll also be discussing what's the role of content and how do you structure the content in a given landing page for you to achieve optimization. With that in mind, that's the broad agenda, guys. We'll be following today. But before that, we'll just take 5 minutes to summarize our last session. So let's take. I'm looking at you guys to summarize our last session. Let's do a quick recap. What's your thought, guys? What did we discuss last time? Tahir, audience aggregation. Absolutely, we learned audience aggregation. Audience aggregation, Anu, yes. What are the concepts we learned as a part of audience segregation? Yeah, that was the topic. We looked at first of all two scenarios. Yes, the scenario where we looked at where we were doing audience segregation, where we were not doing audience segregation, is a part of Honda Jazz car example, and we realized if we do audience segregation, we get more leads, our cost per lead comes down, and most importantly, our dependency on paid channel comes down. Yes, what else we discuss, guys? Nico and Aman, please participate. I'm not sure where Nico is today. Nico, are you there? All right, you have been very quiet today so far. All right. We just kind of set a broad agenda for our today's session. I kind of so far that's what I've done, and we are now just doing quick recap of our last session. What else we discussed, guys, last time? Guys, what else we discussed? I'm sure you can refer to the notes, and I hope first of all you're making notes. I have three ways of audience aggregation. Yes, three stages. In fact, yeah, three ways as well when it comes to email. Build, buy, rent. We also discuss stages of audience aggregation. You aggregate, you nurture, and then you monetize. We also discuss channels of audience aggregation. What are the different channels through which you aggregate your audience? Yes, Tahe, Anu, engage. We also discuss pros and cons of each channel. Yes, in what scenarios one channel would be more appropriate compared to other scenarios. What else? We also discussed how content marketing and audience segregation go hand in hand, and how do you refunnel the dropouts. What are the different ways you can refunnel the dropouts? We also discussed when it comes to email, what's the end-to-end process. We looked at content basket, content types, looking at customer journeys, identifying customer, okay, email marketing tool, building content pipeline. All right. So that's pretty much, guys. We covered as a part of our last session, but I would want more participation from you. I'm little disappointed uh, with the kind of thing. So let's all be kind of more involved. So let's move on to our current session, which is conversion optimization. Any thoughts, guys? What is conversion optimization? What is conversion optimization? Maximum output and goal, maximizing leads convert to productive. Okay. Mm, that's good ideas. What else? Maximize. Aman max. But there is a difference between optimization. Right. Okay. I'll just expand it a bit. But there is a difference between maximization and optimization. Maximization is you maximize the returns, while optimization is a trade-off, right? You want to achieve maximum while ensuring you want to achieve maximum returns while ensuring there is a minimum risk to it, right? That's the optimization. Optimization is not a maximization. Before we understand conversion optimization, guys, let's first to make more productive enhance efficiencies. Okay, it the optimization, this word refers more in the context of efficiency. What is efficiency? Doing things rightly, while effectiveness is doing right things. Now coming to first of all conversion optimization, let's first understand what is conversion. Now guys, conversion definition differs from business to business, the kind of industry you are in. In case of, let's say, e-commerce companies, if I'm saying, let's say, B2C e-commerce company, their definition of conversion is, end conversion is more and more transactions happening on their website. Transactions, average order value should be high, right? Now that's the conversion these companies are striving to achieve. Look at B2B. In case of B2B, you have where you generate inquiries. When you have people coming and filling up a lead form, they are saying, okay, we want a demo of your product. That's the conversion. In case of publication companies, let's say timesofindia.com, they want people to spend more time, content stickiness. Ultimately their conversion is so that people spend more and more time, more page views, so that they can expose them to ads, advertisements, right? So that's the conversion for all these companies. So by definition of conversion itself differs. Now this conversion can be of two types. One is macro, another is micro. Macro conversion is the end objective which we are trying to achieve, right? When I say macro, it's a end objective. In this case, your B2B, B2C publication, this is the end goal of my website. So that's called macro. But there are micro objectives also which I want to achieve. M- And these micro conversions are my engagement. When users are coming, they are filling up form. When they are downloading, let's say, mobile app, in case of, let's say, Flipkart, when they are subscribing to newsletter, That's also conversion, because ultimately my users are taking action which is desirable for my business, right? So conversion optimization is all about optimizing your landing pages to ensure users are taking desired action. Okay, optimizing your landing pages to ensure users are taking desired action. Now let's understand this through an example. So please open your Excel sheet, guys, and I want to demonstrate it to you through the use of one example. There are two ways, in fact, also which I want to take you through. And let me tell you guys, this conversion optimization is a very strategic activity for any company because it directly impacts their business. So all these companies will definitely kind of keep looking at ways to optimize their conversions. So Aman has a question. So conversion by definition is a superset of every user action. Getting email IDs, micro, filling lead generation from micro. Superset. Superset. What do you mean by superset here? So it's an action which users are taking, and you have defined that particular action that you want this particular action to be achieved by that user. So so getting email IDs micro, if that's your objective, no, you have to define. If your website, every user action will be conversion on a website. What do you want them to do? Okay, Aman, let me look at it. When you build a website, what's the purpose of your website? If you are selling something, your purpose is transaction. That's fine, right? User action. But user action is not some people are coming, not doing anything and leaving away. So yeah, when users are taking action, which is desirable for your business. So when users unsubscribe from your email, that's also user action, but that's not conversion, right? Let's look at through this example, guys. This example will make much more clear this concept to you. Right, I have a company ABC, simple, and it's a e-commerce company, and I have a and let's say it's a December 2017, and I have a total traffic of 10,000 on an average, and my conversion rate is 3%. So 3% people are buying. That's the conversion rate I'm having. It's an e-commerce website. Assuming is each person is buying single unit of product. So how many units I'll be selling in December? Total traffic 10,000, conversion rate 3%, and conversion rate is the it's e-commerce, so person buying. So each person buying single unit of product. How many units I'll be selling, guys? Aman, you said 300. Absolutely. 10,000 into 3%, which is 300, right? Now, in in January 2018, I get a budget of 50,000 rupees, right? So, what do? I hire a consultant who is expert in conversion optimization. He runs lots of tests on my website and he takes up my conversion by 20%. So, so my conversion rate goes up by 20%. So what is my conversion rate now, guys? It is a incrementally it goes by 20% up. So earlier it was 3, now it is 20% up. So which means it should be now 3 into 20%. So which means it should be now 3 plus 1.0.6. So it is now 3.6. Tahir, it's not plus, it's additionally, it's incrementally 20% of 3%. So total it should be 3.6. So you can't have such a drastic kind of conversion rate, right? So improvement, it's like massive. So here my conversion rate is now 3.6%. There is an incrementally, right? Percentage terms. And how many units I'll sell now? So when I say conversion optimization, what he did, conversion optimization, guys, in true sense, he would run lots of tests. We'll be learning lots of tests. So he'll look at my page elements, he'll look at my call to actions, he'll look at the placement of call to actions, right? So that people are taking action. He will look at navigation of my website. He'll look at lots of various aspects of my website to ensure it's easy for people to convert. Okay, so this is what my guy is doing. So we'll be learning how the process is, how part we'll be looking at it later on. So he increased my conversion rate. So how many units I'll be selling now? So my traffic remains the same. On an average, I'm getting 10,000 traffic into, but my conversion rate has gone up, which is 3.6. So my unit sold is 360. Now let's go to February. February again, guys, what is happening is I'm still retaining that guy. I'm paying him 50,000 rupees. Every month I'm paying him 50,000. And he again runs lots of tests on my website. So conversion optimization is an iterative process. When I say iterative, it's a trial and error. So you keep running lots of tests, you keep running experiments, and then you see which works, which doesn't work, and based upon that, you implement. So my conversion rate earlier was 3.6. He again runs test and he takes up my conversion by 20%. Again, it has gone up by 20%. So now it will be 4.32%. Again, there is an increment. So he takes up my conversion rate to 4.32%. So units sold would be how much? Now in this case, with a traffic of 10,000, it would be 432. So far so good, right? Mm, let's do one thing. Now let's look at another scenario. Okay, here it is. Now this was scenario 1. Now this is scenario 2. So in scenario 2, December everything is the same. I have a total traffic 3%, 10,000 conversion rate is 3%, unit sold is 300. January I have a budget of 50,000. So in rather than, okay, look at it, the scenario 2. Here I have a 50,000 budget. Rather here I do a Google pay per click campaign, guys. In this case I do a Google pay per click, and I'll tell you why there is a difference between these two things. Here I pay to the Google 25 rupees per click, okay, to the Google. And tell me guys how much traffic I will generate from Google with the 50,000 money. Absolutely, Aman. And how much would be my total traffic in January? How much would be my total traffic? Guys, please understand, my baseline traffic is 10,000 as I told you. Even December, as I told you, 10,000. So my total traffic now would be 10,000 into 2,000, which is 12,000. No, 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 not this plus. So what is, how many units I'll sell, guys? Units sold would be how much? My conversion rate remains the same. I'm not touching my conversion rate. So it was 3%. It remains 3% only. 360. Can you now see the difference, guys? There are two things. There is a two difference. Here, my focus is on conversion rate optimization, scenario 1. I am optimizing whatever my existing visitors are. My visitors remain the same, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. Right? I am ensuring my existing visitors are taking action. While in scenario 2, I am focusing on getting more and more visitors, getting more and more traffic. Now, in February, again, February 2018, I'm looking at comparison, guys, okay? So, and through this example, things would be kind of, it would provide more clarity, right? In February 2018, I again have a budget of 50,000. I pay to the Google 25 rupees per click. So how much total traffic I'll get from Google, guys? Google traffic would be how much? So it would be, yeah, correct. It would be. And how much would be my total traffic now? How much total traffic would be? My baseline traffic is always the same, right? So which would be now 12,000. Give me 1 second. 10,000 is my baseline traffic plus 2,000. Yeah. So my units sold would be, units sold would be 12,000 into 3%, which is 3.6. So which is fine, which is understandable. There is a minor assumption here. There is no repeat traffic from January, the people who came through Google. So that my assumption is clear, right? Now the interesting thing is yet to come. Now in from March onwards, I don't have any money to spend on any campaigns. So there are severe budget cuts. Alright, so in case of scenario 1, from March till December, how much traffic I'm gonna generate? For next 10 months, I am going to generate 10,000 into 10, right? 1 lakh traffic. And how much units I'll be selling? How many units I'll be selling? Assuming my conversion rate remains stuck at 4.32% because I have implemented the best practices. So how many units I'll be selling, guys, with the conversion rate of 3 to 4.3%? It's going to be 1 lakh into 4.32%, which is 44320. And let's look at scenario 2. From March till December, how much traffic I would get from March till December. From March till December, I'll be getting a traffic of 10,000 into 10. Google will stop giving me traffic the moment I stop spending on it. And what would be my conversion rate, guys? How many units I'll be selling? Why, Nico, you said 3,600? It should be 1 lakh into 3%. 3,000. Can you see the difference now? Same amount of money, same thing, but conversion optimization gives me better ROI, return on investment. So you always have two options. Either you get more traffic, or whatever existing traffic you have, make the most of it. My session would focus on this part. How do you make the most of your existing traffic? Any questions, any thoughts? All right, let's move on then. Uh, No, not always. So, Aman, it's a continuous activity. If you look at companies, once they optimize, they keep running tests to ensure it is optimized. So I mean, it's a minor activity they keep doing, more or less. But once optimized, it will not always optimize. You can't take it for granted, right? Once the house is built, okay, so but still you have to do maintenance and bit of this thing. So similar way it works. So optimization, it's an ongoing process companies do based upon the scale of change. So if you have made a large scale change, then possibly you may want to do bit of kind of, I would say, the ongoing monitoring. I'll let you know once I take you through the platform. So it's pretty straightforward, guys. The concept of conversion. I mean, in real life, let's look at this guy, Ram. He has to sell vacuum cleaners, and his target is to make a one sale every day. So he knocks on 100 doors. He ends up giving 10 demos, and essentially he make one sale. So his conversion rate is 1%. But there are two more conversion happening: door to demo, demo to sale. Door to demo conversion is 10%. Demo to sale is 10%, right? And assuming his target gets revised to 2, so what is that he can do? Either he can take up this conversion, demo to knock to demo conversion, he can take it up by 20%, or he can take up this conversion, demo to sales, by 20%. Either of these two levers he can attack. And similarly, it works in our life also. When we want to get a job offers, we send resumes, we get interview calls, we get job offers, right? So there is a funnel associated with it. Now this is the example we have already covered. All right, now but in digital marketing things are get bit little more complicated. Why? Because there are a lot of variables which affect the conversion. So what are the conversion stages you have in marketing? First, ad impression. You want people to see your ad. How many people get an opportunity to see your ad? Then you want them to click on it. Then they come to your landing page, they register, then you send them follow-up emails, then they buy the product, become a loyal customer. So essentially, that's the conversion stages. So you are always converting. What does it mean? You are always ensuring people are taking action. When people see your ad, you want them to click and visit your landing page. This is pretty straightforward. When they see your post, you want them to visit, come to your landing page, become a lead. Tweet to visit, see your tweet, come to your landing page. Email to visit, add to audience aggregation, they see your ad, you want them to like your ad on Facebook, right? Visit to lead and lead to sale. Essentially, you want them to take action, you want them to convert. But there is important part here. You cannot understand conversion optimization unless you understand the customer psyche. So the customer psyche has a very important role here. The way customer behave, the way customer act, what are their motivation, concerns, their goals, their hesitations, you have to take into account. Okay, there are a lot of examples I'm gonna give you, and they are very interesting examples, right? Let's say, okay, look at on your left hand side. You go to a Starbucks cafe and you pay 250, 300 rupees for a cafe, right? That's natural. And here the expectation is very clear. You are gonna get standardized quality quantity of coffee. Look at on your right hand side. You This is an app from Akinator, and it is charging you $1.99. When you go to iTunes, your Apple iStore, tell me how many of you would download this mobile app? It's a gaming app. How many of you would download this app, guys? Honestly, Tahir, no. Why no? We all are risk averse. See, what is the definition of conversion for an app? Definition of conversion for an app: installs, downloads, right? Installs or download. It doesn't interest me. No, that's a separate question. But if let's say, even if you are interested in gaming now, assuming, even then, would you download it? Majority of you still not download it because you are risk averse. Why should I pay $1.99 when there are free games? Yes, there is no trust. There are no user reviews. Akinator is not a established brand, so your conversion would suffer. Aman, because there is no trust built, there should be free trial. Yeah, absolutely. Right? So majority of people are risk averse. Second, nobody wants to think, which means you have to build your landing page in such a manner that it's easy for users to navigate through your landing page, and ensure you are not making your users think. There is a beautiful book from Steve Crook called Don't Make Me Think. And this is the book. You can go through it in your free time, guys. Okay. Yeah, and actually, this book is also available on Amazon, the bigger version. I mean, if 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 you want to, this guy is a known authority in this subject. I've pasted it for you guys. There are few pages. Just go through it, okay, in your free time. And let me go back. What this guy says: don't make use users work. Okay, what does it mean? Here, let's say you have to fill up a form. Maybe you want to buy something or you want to subscribe to something. How many of you would fill up this form or would be willing to fill up this form? Nico, you said no. Others? Others, guys, how many of you would be happy? Too lengthy. Yes, I'm bookworm. No, 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 no. What I'm saying is, no, 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 no. So, Anu, what I'm saying is, no, no, this form you are not filling up to download that e-booklet. No, no, that's not what I meant. This form you come across when you have to, let's say, buy something from Flipkart or whatever, or so some site where you want some. There are very few people who do that. Why? Because it is too overwhelming. Oh, suddenly I have to fill in so much data about me, right? So I will not be interested unless it is a passport or government website where I don't have any option. But in reality, in organization, there are a lot of competition, right? You have lots of you have lots of options. So don't make your users work, and that's why many companies, what they do, they start kind of splitting the pages. So on one page you will have only few options, second page you will have, or you collect only the data which is relevant for your business. Don't ask them too many questions. Ask them, but maybe you divide this question into multiple pages so that it is not apparent to the user that they are being asked too many questions, right? Second example, people don't read, they scan. We human being, we don't read nowadays, we scan through the information. And there are tools which help you gather this data. Have you heard of these tool called heat map? So today I'll be taking you through heat map also. You know what is heat map, guys? Heat map analytics. What is that? Nico, Aman, Anu, okay, Firoz, you have just joined. Tahit, have you heard of heat map analytics tools? All right. So heat map analytics tools are actually, the concept of heat map is applicable in many industries. So even when you're watching a sports match, cricket match, you get to see, right, on a visual dashboard how many runs have been scored in which direction, how many sixes have been made, which direction the bowler has kind of bowled, whatever. It's a visual representation. Now, when it comes to web analytics website, it tells you the mouse clicks. It displays the mouse clicks which have happened on a given landing page. Can you see the red dots? It shows you the red dots. Okay, this is where people have clicked. Now please understand, these are mouse clicks. It tracks the mouse clicks and mouse scrolls. It is different from regular web analytics tools, because regular web analytics tools, they capture the event, they capture page, but they may not capture the mouse clicks. For example, this particular banner, it is not clickable, but still users are clicking on it, thinking and assuming that this banner is clickable. While click here option is there, right? Which means heat map analytics tools will also give you lots of insights which are very surprising by nature. It will also tell you how long people are scrolling down on a given landing page. For example, if your important call to actions are there at bottom of the page, your conversion call to action, buy now, talk to us, fill up this lead form, and you have a lengthy landing page. Through heat map, you will know, oh, people are not even scrolling down on a given landing page, which means your conversion would suffer. Your conversion is bound to suffer, right? These are some of the insights heat map tools provide you, and I'll be taking you through the demo of this tool now. And there are lots of tools available in the market. You have Crazy Egg, you have VWO platform. Crazy Egg is one of the tools which is famous tool. I'll be taking you through this platform called VWO.com, and it also have kind of, it tells you where people are coming from and some of which element page are reading, interacting with. So it, and essentially it tells you where people are focusing their attention and which parts of the page are completely being ignored, right? Okay, now that you are pretty clear about conversion optimization and the role of customer behavior, my next point is how do we put it into practice? Okay, now you will know, oh, Manish, you have told us this is conversion optimization, which is I understand it, but how do I put it into practice? My manager tells me, oh, there is a problem on a given website. What is the step by step process we gonna follow? So this is the step by step process, and let's let's implement it. Okay, first of all, you have to find a problem. Then you have to build hypothesis. Third, then you have to collect data and test hypothesis. Finally, you implement and measure. And let's implement this step-by-step process through the use of tools. Okay. Anu, yes, Anu, you have something for to ask or whatever. Please go ahead. Yes, yes, that's okay. In software tracking through GPS, we mentioned heat map implementation. Yes. Okay. All right. So that's the point you wanted to make. So as I told you, heat map is actually, is there any connection? No, no, no. There is no connection here. So heat map, as I told you, it's a visual representation of data. So you have nice, beautiful dashboard through which you depict the data. That's heat map. Now, what I'm talking about is heat map web analytics. So I'm showcasing you website data, web data in the heat map form. So as such, heat map is a beautiful diagram. That's it. That's the only connection. But obviously, usage is different. Okay. All right. Let's move on, guys, and let's implement it. First of all, find a problem. I think I had already. Yes. First of all, find a problem. Now, finding a problem, guys, is relatively easy. Okay. But why there is a problem? That's the tricky part. What is a problem is easy. Why there is a problem is difficult. So, how do you find a problem? So, first of all, you look at basic thing. First of all, guys, anything before you do analysis, look at this hygiene factors on a given website. Okay. Look at page load time. Is the website taking too much time to load? Basic thing. Conversion would suffer because people don't have patience. Second, is your website mobile compatible? Most of the traffic nowadays is coming from the mobile devices, and some websites they have been built from 10, 15, 20 years area, and which was conducive only for the desktops. So does your website open as intended on mobile browser as it should? All right. Browser compatibility. So basic things, browser compatible. So your website should be compatible with multiple browsers, landing pages, your Chrome, your Internet Explorer, or Firefox. And then there has to be sync between, these are basic things, guys. These are not problems. These are basic things, but which I still sometimes wonder many companies are still not using these basic things. They tend to ignore. There has to be sync between ad and landing page, right? I'll give you example. Once I I wanted to buy a leather shoe. So I went to Google, I just put a leather shoe. So I was shown lots of ads. When I clicked on one of the ad, it directed me to a landing page. And that landing page had all the shoes, sport shoes, leather shoes, velvet shoes. I mean, ideally, when I clicked on the ad for that leather shoe, it should have directed me to a landing page which is only about leather shoes, right? Not to the page where they have listed all the shoes. So there has to be synchronization between ad and landing page. We have discussed about the form length, that you should not have longer form, otherwise people don't fill up those forms, right? Now basic, once you have factored into hygiene factors, now let's come to the other thing. How do you find a problem once you have taken care of these hygiene factors? Look at, there are two ways you find a problem. quantitative data collection and qualitative data collection. There are two ways. Mm, Quantitative and qualitative. What is quantitative? There are two ways, right? Quantitative, you make use of web analytics tools like Google Analytics. These tools will tell you where people are coming from, where people are dropping off. Okay, now let's look at in case of digital vidya. Now, in case of digital vidya, okay. Now, okay, so I mean, in any company, as I told you, you can look at why there is a problem. So now, in case of digital vidya, my conversion definition is the people who wants to. I want people to join this free orientation program, right? I want them to click on it and fill up this form, so that's the definition of conversion for our scenario, right? But not many people are clicking on it and filling up this form. Now there could be multiple reasons. Now through Google Analytics, I will know, oh, lots of people are coming to my landing page. Lots of people are coming to home page, but they are not clicking here. Now what could be? There is a problem. So Google Analytics will tell me problem. People are not clicking. Google Analytics will also can also tell for your website. People drop off before they have to check out, before they have to fill up a form. So that's pretty easy part. Or I will also look at my conversion funnel. I will also look at my database that, oh, people have not, very few people have filled up this form. Then second part is, okay, so heat map also I'll look at it. Second part is, what was the second part, which was building hypothesis. What is hypothesis? You build hypothesis when you don't know what exactly is the root cause. Hypothesis is nothing but assumption. Now in case of digital vidya, why people are not clicking, why, as I told you, why is the tricky part? Maybe the placement of this call to action is not strong. That could be a reason. Free orientation program placement is not right. If I have something over here, maybe my conversion would go up. Or the value proposition of this call to action is not strong. Join free orientation. I would rather think, say, okay, join free orientation program by industry experts. This is a more compelling call to action, right? Or I'm collecting three fields: name, email ID, phone number. If I remove this phone number as a mandatory option, my conversion would go up. I don't know whether it would go up. Guys, please understand. I don't know. But this is my hypothesis. Because, see, the problem is I don't know which is the problem root cause. And if I don't know what's the root cause, I will have to do a hypothesis building. So, and is my voice echoing? Others, are you facing the same issue? Are you facing the same issue? Slight echo. Okay. Let me change my earphone, guys. Give me 1 second. Is it better now? Is it better now, guys? All right. So, we were there at the root cause. We don't know what's the root cause. For that, we are building hypothesis. And as I told you, conversion. Why it is called conversion optimization, not maximization? Because now let's look at this example. Right here, I am collecting three fields. My hypothesis is if I remove phone number as a mandatory field, my conversion would go up. Because see, this is my assumption, because people are hesitant to provide their phone number. But there is a trade-off. If I stop taking their phone number, I will not be able to contact them through phone number, obviously, but my conversion would go up. So am I ready for that trade-off? So that's optimization. I want to maximize my conversion while ensuring there is no negative impact. Now let me go to VWO platform. Okay, so you can also get a free trial account, guys, for this particular platform. And I am logging in. I'm logging into this platform. And when it comes to I've built my hypothesis now. Now I'll be collecting data and testing my hypothesis. For that I'm using A/B testing platform. A/B testing platform. Have you heard of this tools called A/B testing platform, guys? Okay. A/B testing platform. A/B test is a data driven approach through which I create two variants of my landing page. I create two variants. The traffic, incoming traffic is diverted to these variants. So 50% of the people or users are gonna see version A, 50% of the people are going to look at version B. I will run the test for some duration, and after the duration I will look at which version has given me better results, where I got the more conversion. Okay, now let me show you how it works. First of all, I am creating a A/B test campaign. I click on create. Okay. Now once I you go to A/B test, you click on create. So enter the URL of a page you want to test. So I want to do a testing for Digital Vidya home page. So I clicked here. I click on next. Right. It should click on. Yeah. Now it's fetching the page real time for me. Can you see now, guys? This page has now become editable for me. I can make edits on this particular landing page. I can make changes to navigation, I can make changes to call to action, I can make changes to placement. So what was my hypothesis? My hypothesis was I do not have strong call to action, because of which my conversion is not happening. So I will change my call to action. Join free orientation by industry experts. Okay. Yeah. So this call to action I have changed here. This is my default. Please understand, this is as it is. This is the which people are saying right now, default, and this is what the change which I have made. This is control variation as it is. This is variation 1. I can also do lots of other things. I can also change the placement, because my other thinking is placement. Maybe if I put it here, somewhere here, obviously I can't put anything everywhere. I need to also see the brand guidelines and my website, no, the kind of the restriction. But for the sake of this example, we are making changes. Okay. Now you have control version, you have variation 1. Control is as it is, and this is variation 1. You click on next. Define the goals you want to track. So you will on a digital with their homepage. You kind of okay. Now the second thing is, how long do you want to run the test? The platform is suggesting that you should be running the test for 3 weeks. Now it is up to you, depending it tells you based upon the traffic you are having on your website. So if you are having lots of traffic on your website, then even if you run the test for smaller duration, you will have significant substantial sample size to test it. But if you are having lesser number of traffic, tool would suggest you run the test for a longer duration, right? Now but it entirely up to you how long you want to run the test. Okay. Any questions you have, guys, before I move on? I mean, even though we are still kind of away from completing this assignment, but I'm just kind of thinking, is A/B test as a platform clear to you before I move on? Not any. You are clear, right? So this is what I'm doing, guys. Simple. Just give me 1 second, so that I'll just show you one image. Okay. Any other question, guys? So Isha, you have also joined us. Yes, I'm not. I'll come to that. Aman, I have not made the changes live. I am still working in a sandbox environment. I'm still working on sandbox environment. These changes are not live yet. Okay. Have I answered question, Aman? I'm not the admin for Digital Vidya. Even you can do the changes till this stage. So this is what it is happening, guys. Variation A, variation B. 50% would people would see variation A, 50% would see variation B. Then you look at conversion. Which variant is better? Which version gives you better conversion? You do a comparison, and then in this case, I am going to implement variation A. And sometimes all